Hi, and welcome to my live again. So, are you ready for the next step in our story? Yes. So, our team now moved to the next part. They are still in the ancient ruins of Egypt, and there they saw the carving of story of Anubis and Beggar. Anubis he's kind of a tricky guy. And he thought to offer Beggar gold worth $10 million. Yes, I think you have heard right. It's $10 million. That's right. And but there was a twist in the story, and without twist, things won't move on. So the twist is he told Beggar that, okay, I'll give you this $10 million worth of gold, but you are not supposed to use it. You cannot trade it. You cannot show it to anybody. You cannot give it to anybody. You cannot spend this money in any way. And then he was like thinking, okay, he's so generous, but Anubis, he put this condition to see how he react. Similarly, if Rama get to know about this meaning of these tablets, he gets the necklace of association. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. So, suppose, for example, someone gives you this money, okay, worth around maybe 10, 100, or maybe let's say $50 million, whatever. And with the same condition, what are you gonna do this? If I would be, so I mean, it's like a lot of money, but the condition which Anubis gave to the beggar, it's the same that you cannot do anything. It worth nothing. It is just a piece of paper, and this piece of paper, you just can see them, you just can count them, but it's just useless. It's just another weight on you. You cannot carry these things. You cannot tell them anyone, I've got 50 or 100 or $10 million, but it has no worth. And when it has no worth, nobody will gonna accept it. At least not me. What about you guys? Are you? Okay, got it. So you're smart guys. That's nice. So let's take this example on the other way around. For example, now we see beggar who was experienced with Anubis, and he said, no, I don't want this. But the other person was Horace, who was a cool guy, a very cool guy. He was like, he has got tons of money. He said, okay, I'll give you 10 million or maybe 20 million worth of gold to the beggar and do whatever you want to do. Spend it, go to bars, go to pubs, or go and just spend it the way you want. And he was like, okay, that's the person I'm looking for. And he was like, oh, moon. And he said, yes. So here you can see his emotional drive is totally different. And in order to do that, Rama has to do has to go to the temple of emotions. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, temple of emotions. And you know what? For example, I'll give you an example of that as well. Rama, when reached the temple of emotions, he got the bag of gold worth millions of dollars. For example, Rama is not there, you are there, and you have got this $10 million or the bag of gold worth $10 million. what you gonna do with it, how you're gonna spend it, and what would be your preferences. And this we're gonna play through CBC cards. Yes, now you are very well aware of the CBC card. We are time and again we are using these cards, and we try to get to know about a lot of things through CBC cards. Similarly, what you need to do is you need to select 5 CBC cards and let us know why you choose these cards, and if you got $10 million, what you gonna do with that. So we need your explanation, we need your input so that we can see how your mind works actually. Okay? And similarly, what happened when Rama was moving around, he saw tap tap, the coordinator. Yeah, the same guy. He asked him, okay, I'll give you this $10 million. What are you gonna do? He was said, I have no idea. He has no clue what to do. So he said, let's proceed and go to the next part of the story, which is the iceberg of perception. Yes. Here, for example, you choose the cards based on your your preference or your priority, that if I got $10 million, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll whatnot. You have your brain start thinking a lot of things coming in and going out, and all of a sudden you said, okay, I'll do this. I'll buy house, I'll buy car, I'll go for vacations, I'll start my business, I'll invest in my studies. I mean, there are unlimited things came into your mind. But since we have restricted you, so let's talk about, for example, you choose that, I'm going to buy a house, new house. And maybe you want a big house or a small house. A big house, when you talk about big house, I want a big house, luxurious furniture. There was swimming pool, there were sauna, there were gym inside and whatnot. So it is kind of, it is kind of a show off. But show off doesn't mean it's negative, not at all, because like it's a sense of significance which you wanted to exhibit, and there is no harm in exhibiting if you want to exhibit. Similarly, you said, okay, I want a house for my family, and I want them to live in a secure place where it's good environment, and that's also could be one of your thing you wanted to achieve if you got that amount of money. So this is called, it's this actually this emotional drive is actually surrounded by some feelings, some connections, some bonding, and that bonding and love with your family. Yes. So again, big house, different significance, small house, different perceptions. Similarly, you said, okay, I'll get this much of money and I'm gonna invest it. So it can be treated as a sense of security. You want to invest so that maybe in future after 5 years you said, I got nothing. But if it's just you wanted to secure your future through some investments. It's a sense of security as well, and it's a different, you can say, different emotional gratification you will get through these. So definitely for everything there is different emotional gratification. Similarly, you love to travel. You said, okay, I'm gonna explore the world. I'm gonna go to Egypt. I'm gonna go to Mauritius. I'll go to Sri Lanka. I go to Miami. I'm going to Bahamas. So a lot of new places you wanted to explore. You are an adventurous guy, and that adventure actually gives you the personal sense of growth and challenge, because it's in line with diversity as well. So you wanted to explore new things, you wanted to grow yourself, you need to see new culture, you need to learn new things. So this is like it is your sense of getting to know new things. Similarly, on the other hand, if you said, okay, I want to go to Paris or New York and live in a five-star hotel, and you know all those things, and it is kind of a show off to some extent, because actually you're not advanced. I mean, you know everything, but you just, okay, it was my wish, I wanted to stay there, and I'll take my pictures and I'll then share with my friends and all that. So it is kind of a show off, but it's okay. It's your way of doing things. It doesn't mean that you are making anyone feel bad about it. This is your internal satisfaction, actually. Similarly, okay. For example, there's another example I'll give you. For example, I have. I said, okay, I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini. I'm gonna buy Aston Martin. I'm gonna buy a Rolls Royce. So actually, it is not for driving on a daily basis. If I got this much of money, I said, okay, once in a while you go for a drive, and you'll take pictures, you're going somewhere, and it's actually you're showing it off. And again, this showing it off has, I mean, there's no problem in that. And what one thing which actually you know came into, or maybe it from in our mind, which stayed, because we limit ourselves when when because of something, our we misunderstood, which our parents told at some time, that do not show it off, do not do, do not at least try to do this thing, which is give other person some discomfort. So for example, that is, in other words, you can say a wrong show off. For example, you know I said, okay, I got Lamborghini. I'm driving Lamborghini. And what are you driving? Still, you are using this old Ford or old Camry. So it means the way I am showing it off, but on the other hand, I am actually try to hurt the feeling of the other person, try to show him um, a less blessed person, with he don't have money, and he starts feeling that this is kind of a wrong show off. So, but again, if it is not that way, definitely this is your emotional gratification, that okay, I got something, that's it, that's okay with me. So due to these misinterpretations, we create these barriers, like showing off, making money, showing wealth. As long as it is positive, everything is fine. Once it goes on the other side, definitely nobody wants, nobody like it. Maybe you feel guilty that why. I mean, maybe you showed it off, and later on you realize it's not good. You hurt the feeling of other people. This is not right. So similarly, we learn, maybe, okay, you said, yeah, I got a lot of money, I'm gonna give it to charity. Yes, it's a very good cause, and here you feel the sense of giving back to the community, you can say, or give it is your sense of contribution to the community. Or maybe you said, okay, I want to you know I want to buy something for someone, for your loved one. It again, it's your sense of affection, your love, you're bonding with that particular person. And lastly, for example, you said, okay, I'm going to do a business. So business doesn't mean that you're showing off. You said, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to build this thing. Maybe right now I have money and invest and I work on this. But this is kind of sense of achievement. You want to achieve something and be successful. So these are all elements. So, and one thing which I learned from this is just the tip of the iceberg. In future, modules, we're gonna learn about more and we'll let you know how to read the mind. So, guys, be prepared because we're gonna read your mind, and definitely you will gonna read other people's mind as well. So stay tuned, like my video, and wait for my next one. Thank you.